You and a Pennsylvania woman has kept these corpses in her house because part of the problem was she has claustrophobia apparently, and she didn't think that they being dead should be confined to these caskets. So she had them dug up from their graves, and now they're going to let her keep them in the house.
Huh?
Well, I'll tell you why in a little bit, but here, listen to the story. Unbelievable.
Down Old Stagecoach Road in Wyalusing, Pennsylvania, 91-year-old Jean Stevens lived with her husband and twin sister. Stevens spent her days watching over them.
When I put the glasses on, it made all the difference in the world. I couldn't, of course, your eyes were closed. Your eyes sink in and her eyelids were down.
Whoa.
But I would fix her up. I fixed her face up all the time.
Her loved ones, always close by, never leaving, because they were already dead.
This is the first. I can honestly say that this is a first.
Authorities say Stevens had their embalmed corpses dug up. Her husband of 60 years, James, on a couch in the garage. He died more than a decade ago. Her twin sister, June, dressed in her best housecoat in a spare room where Jean would spray expensive perfume, June's favorite. She died last October.
I think when you put them in the cemetery, that's goodbye. Goodbye. And this way I could touch her and look at her and talk to her.
Then police got tipped off. Jean Stevens is alone again. The body's at the Bradford County coroner, off limits. You can imagine what the neighbors are saying.
What was she doing with two bodies in her house? That's scary.
People have her down for tea and coffee, goes here and there. Okay. It's not that she's no weirdo, I'll tell you that.
There is the question,
Barney Fife
why? Stevens says she hates death and could not bear to have the one she loved in the ground. So she had them dug up days after burial.
Now, some people have a terrible feeling. They say, why do you want to look at a dead person? Oh, my gracious.
State police are still investigating. Findings will soon go to the district attorney. Authorities do say the widow in the light blue shirt, white hair swept back, she's been a pleasure to talk to. Lee Powell, The Associated Press.
So they took the bodies from her, but they're going to give them back to her as long as she builds a crypt for each body in her home. She can keep them there.
A little bit just be like the World of Wonders at the fair.
Yeah.
When I put the glasses on, it made all the difference in the world. I couldn't, of course, your eyes were closed. Your eyes sink in and her eyelids were down. But I would fix her up. I fixed her face up all the time.
Well, but even with embalming, after 10 years, that body's decaying out in the oxygen.
Maybe that's why they need the crypt, or maybe that's why she was spraying the perfume.
Well, if this was enough to keep her company, you get the feeling the mister wasn't all that responsive when he was living.
Yeah, no, I'm guessing the husband
It's like he
for the
never
last
even laughed.
10 years on the couch, not a lot of change.
And she can probably just hear in her mind him saying, yes, dear.
Who
Yes,
do you
dear.
get to dig them up and bring them back to you? That's what's amazing. I can't get a guy to roof.
No kidding. Well, times are tough.
Yep.
Somebody had a backhoe, and
Well, you pay all that money to put them in the ground, and now she just wants them back.
yeah.
Okay, now this is...
How about put them in the cemetery, that's goodbye. Goodbye. And this way I could touch her and look at her and talk to her.
I understand that, where you don't want to have to let go, but how about Bobby Fischer, digging him up?
Well, he obviously would have had a place with this woman.
Yeah, that's right.
They could have played a game or two.
What, did he have an ex-wife that wanted him on the couch in the garage?
They
or-
wanted his DNA because some Filipino girl says she's his daughter.
Oh, sure, the old tennis wizard.
So what do you do? No, he was a chess guy.
I mean, chess. Why did they say tennis? I don't know.
Is
I
he
knew
still
it was
alive?
chess.
No, he's
Dead.
deceased.
They dug him up and took a little
Boy, I got to
DNA.
take him off my list.
Yeah, you do.
I told you, she also said she's claustrophobic, and she couldn't stand the thought of their bodies in caskets in the ground.
Wouldn't it have been
But
easier
they're
just
gonna-
to kill her?
Yeah, look, if she builds the crypts, they're going to give her back the bodies.
Well,
That's
and
insane.
for all the money she spent, she could have hired a male escort.
Let me. I heard some time ago that after a person has been dead for a while, that their skin, if you push on it too hard, it pretty much rips. How could she put makeup on her sister?
maybe
delicately.
after
It's
a
not
while
pliable.
it kind of mummifies, and then you can't. It gets
Well,
hard.
I met someone on the internet that had the same problem. They don't even have to be dead.
This would actually be a really good. She'd be a good spokesman for some of the high-end cosmetics.
Well, she might have had a sewing kit nearby to stitch her back together.
So this
While
case,
she was talking to her.
this case happened in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
This is the lady living with her husband and twin sister, right?
Yes.
What would be incredibly bizarre in the same working day of news cycle?
Police say they knew right away something wasn't right in
This
the
is
woman's
Texas.
house.
As soon as I exited my vehicle, I could smell a decomposing body.
Ugh.
And it's pretty obvious. It's
This
a
is
smell you never
Texas?
forget.
Police found the body of
Texas.
the woman's common-law husband in the living room.
He was propped up with a couple pillows on the couch, facing the television. He had no shirt on, a pair of sweatpants, and the body was obviously bloated and had turned black.
The 50-year-old man had apparently died the week before of kidney failure. This neighbor says he noticed some odd smells, but talked to the woman, and she acted like everything was okay.
One day we were in passing, we thought we smelled cabbage. She had been in the house for the last few days. People were asking where Bill
Where you get
was.
that cabbage?
Where's
She
the
just
corned
told him
beef?
that he's
Where's that corned
asleep.
beef?
This family friend says the woman clearly had some sort of breakdown.
She tried to wake him, and she thought he was just asleep. But I think her mind must have, told her he wasn't asleep, but she just wasn't going to give up. Her whole life was built around Bill.
The woman's family has committed her to a mental hospital for evaluation. This neighbor is shocked by the news.
I mean, my mind is... Huh?
Police say the woman is not facing any charges.
She's
Myra
single.
Lopez, The Associated Press.
Wow, and
All right.
she's evidently a Pentecostal, too.
I'm not quite sure what she meant by that, but it's eerie because it sounds like Stretch when he mumbled those famous words on KQ.
What was that again? What did that woman say?
The woman's family has committed her to a mental hospital for evaluation. This neighbor is shocked by the news.
I mean, my mind is... Huh?
Now, you knew...
So how
It's
come
the Brad Blanks players.
Yes, it is.
There was a tell in this story. You knew right away it was not going to be a favorable story when you heard the phrase common law husband.
No, that's never
Whenever
good.
you hear that, it's not a flattering story.
Yeah, he must have cared a lot about you not to marry you.
What was that language? Brian, play it again.
I mean, my mind is... Huh?
That's the neighbor.
I think
That's
she
not
said
even- yeah, that's-
she can't get her mind around it, huh?
She said,
Really?
In my mind and their mind, huh?
I mean, my mind is... Huh?
Whoa.
All right.
So how
let's
come
play.
it's okay for Gertrude over there in Pennsylvania, but not poor my Lula?
How'd you like to be selling encyclopedias in that neighborhood?
Play it backwards and see what it says.
It must be state by state laws that govern this kind of thing. So Stretch saying the phrase, and then this woman saying the phrase, and it'll sound like they're having a conversation.
Well, that would be a rarity, wouldn't it?
I mean, my mind is... Huh?
Now, my response is...
I think she wants you, Stretch.
And then he took her home.
My response to that would be, I'm going to take that as a yes.
There you go. The
I'm
next,
in.
My mind is...
Those are the words I long to hear about 12:55 at the
you know
bar.
what? If that catches on, we could put that on a T-shirt at the fair this summer.
You could spell it. Well, you could spell it. Nobody will know you're wrong.
Just put on there.
That is hilarious. What I don't even know. Was she really saying something?
I
or
can't
was...
tell what she's saying.
My crypt or yours, I think.
You know what, Brian? You need to slow it down a little bit for us eventually here this morning.
It needs to be sent to NASA.
Yeah,
for,
that's right. Analysis.
The whole neighborhood's a little screwy.
Seems they're not all there, huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe they should put some ginkgo in the water. I don't know.
Mike, you'll know what this means. She only has numbers 8 and 15, so she's working.
That's right.
She had about 3 teeth in her mouth. But Sandy, she did sport a pretty damn good mustache. You can see the video on the
Oh, is that right? So it's a possibility
She's
that
an
she's
eye-tie?
one of those Texas Italians, huh?
I don't think she's seen a bucket of water or a thing of spring fresh in about 2
One day
years.
we were in passing, we thought we smelled cabbage.
You know, I'll tell you what. I don't mind coleslaw, but I can't stand cooked cabbage just because of the smell of it.
Oh, but it doesn't.
I like it cold.
It doesn't smell like a decomposing body.
It does to me.
It
does
reeks,
it really?
though,
And
when
it
you
will
cook
forever now that I've heard that.
I think that's one of the colognes Philip is wearing, isn't it? Cabbage by Red Fox.
Sure, he talks big now.
Yeah,
Wait
it
till
does.
tomorrow.
Wait till tomorrow.
Let's see. Yeah, they have cabbage.
Cabbage by Red Fox.
They got cabbage. They've got I'm coming to see you, Elizabeth, and you big dummy. I think are the three.
Big dummy. You big dummy.
Duluth driver pulled over, caught